should be live. No, I and not yet. Okay, I think we are live. Let me double check it. Yep, looks live. All right. Let me increase it a little higher. This should be audible now. Better, in a better way. Okay. So let's get started. So last time, what we did was LLM plugin for Meta. Yeah, that was not quite what I wanted to do because it was just a plugin to get started with the LLM package. But now I want to create this pocket alternative. I have been thinking about it in the past month, and not in the past month, I think it's the past 2 3 months because I don't use Firefox, use Chrome or Brave, as you know. So what I supposedly wanted to create is, did I not open it the right one? Yep, this was the one, content consumer. So what we will be doing with this is simple. We'll have a list of links that we will take it as input. I mean, there will be a user interface for this, but the flow will be something like taking the feed or links, so URL, so whatever that media is, which can be consumed. It's typically in text, but I don't know if I would support uh, videos or YouTube videos especially to be consumed in a way where the user can just have uh, simplified or this like minimal and call it unified interface. Can we create? Okay, so this is what you want to be creating, and this won't be just a single interface. You can like browse previously saved links, saved resources, I would say. So first we need to understand what the pocket was, right? I don't think we can use it now, but try Pocket now, so it still says we can use it. Am I logged in here? Let's see. I want to see what other features we can add in, or what are we missing in the current things. Do we have any tech related articles here? Discover collections, export. Okay, export into a CSV file. This is interesting. Do we have anything like, yeah, this one, technology. But yeah, it seems to be shutting down, so it won't have latest information here. Let's see that is this what how it is. Sorry, was about to sneeze. So it looks, does it not like link it to the actual page, right? How verify is difficult, so we cannot actually check these things. Do we have any prior videos? Anyways, I don't think we should be wasting time here. This is a silly thing to discover. But what I am looking to is a playlist of similar or group of resources, just like Spotify. Yeah, I've called it Spotify for reading. I don't have a name for it, but let's go with this. There are a few things we can do here, which is consider the flow of the app. So the first thing we need is definitely the reader itself, right? I mean the reader interface where the person will actually read it, because it will be different from the actual link, or we can say different web pages. And that is where it kind of would like make or break, because we don't only need to consider for text. There will be images, there will be links, I mean hyperlinks, or there could be, preview links, preview images, or embeds, maybe videos, and there could also be custom components. So It's quite a lot of things to take care of, really. Like, if we consider only these three things, I think we are good for the starters. But then that becomes a little tricky to get it. So I'm designing here, but it's not a good thing to do. But anyways, all right. Okay. So let's go for now. I'm not worried about the design. I'll leave it to UI. So to AI, because I'm not good at designing. Maybe I get better at it by doing this. But the thing is, it's pretty simple, right? It's a CRUD application where you can create a delete links. You can create a delete playlists. That's it. Maybe like you can have something called discover or recommendation based on tags. So you can have tag. Okay, no. So this will be a separate one. You don't want to. Okay. So let's keep this separate aside for now. This is the primary focus because the user doesn't want any distractions while reading or while managing or adding the links at a single point of time. Let's check if this is available. Hmm, still not there. Okay, let's start now. Let's clean this up. I hope that Lovable is free for the weekend. Yeah. Wait, wait, we can. Alright. Choose your AI. I choose Anthropic because UI with Anthropic is really, really nice. So I want to learn TypeScript, and I'll be doing it this. I think TypeScript is pretty good at this. I don't need a backend that is really performant here, right? Like it's fine. So yeah, let's code TypeScript. I'm a Golang guy, Python guy, but not a TypeScript guy. So let's see how that goes. People have said that prompting is a skill, and I am pretty bad at this. So let's type it out ourselves. So this is what, right? We first have to define the user interface for this. Not let's not go in there as of now. So and web app, web application, web application, Mozilla Pocket alternative, but not quite. It's like a singular, not a singular. It's like a one place drop in for all your to read. think this should be enough. Like this is a Mozilla Pocket alternative, but not quite. Like I don't want it to just create a clone of Mozilla Pocket. It should be like a one drop in place for all your 2B RAM, TBRs, resources blocks, and any other things that you have, which, which will have minimal distraction-free unified interface. So just a reader, you can just read it without any distractions. So I think for start, this fails it. The other part will be flows, which will be authentication. We'll have Google and maybe email and phone and not the phone number. I don't know. I will just keep it Google and email for now. So sign up and sign in. Sign in. Let's not call this register and login. Then profile. Maybe we can have, I don't know. I think yeah, that is the. Oh wait, we forgot the core part, which is the reader. Let's call the reader a separate one. And then yeah, I think this is what we want. Like condensed down into three parts, which are the overview, the flows, like the different screens that we'll have, and the core component, which is the reader. Now let's throw this inside of this. Meanwhile, we will now and then try to try to like come up with the different technical details of it, like how what it should do and so on, because it won't do it correctly, I think. What is this? I have any anthropic Google prompts. I mean, can we use all three? I'll go with anthropic. This doesn't matter, I think. So, wait, what? I have selected anthropic, but it's okay. Finally did it. Build free for the weekend. 3:31 hours left. Okay, we'll let it cook. Till then, we'll create a plan here. So this will be. I'm not sure what it will create because it's just a front end. At this point, it won't have any backend as such. So in the so I don't think we need any like backend as such because everything is just CRUD except for the link to text part, link to text part. And did I lose the connection? It has completed this thing, but it's not quite loading it well. How can we um, seems to be lagging here. It was a pretty good one shot, I would say. Lovable, like I don't get it because if I want to go to my previous like what we call projects here, like how do I navigate this? Like there's no way to I can view my previous project. Is it how to send read flow? Like how do I get that? I don't think this is one because it's within a different subdomain. And oh, here it is. Kind of weird, but never mind. Okay, view all. What was this? Did I create it completely or yeah? I mean, that is pretty wild. Okay, so this is it. We want to create this way, but this is the problem with AI. Like it will limit my like like designs, right? Like now I have to fixate my thinking based on this interface. Maybe I should not, but this is the general tendency of me to fixate my thinking based on the what currently I have. Um, so to change this, you can definitely iterate and refine this behaviors, but how do we first things first? It's quite brittle to scroll and then thinking on what won't be able to continue today. I like this feature. So if we can't really comment on, Is it different? Did we break? Look, today is not looking like it. Quite jittery. Okay, let's prompt it with add dark and light mode. Make the text in the reader have different consistent style. Make the home page and landing separate, and home page to be minimal after login. Want to see the code as well, but let's go with this for now. How do we view the code? Okay, now the next question comes up is how do you get this UI and like shove it into some other projects, like not some other project, but I had it as a Next.js project maybe. Let's ask GPT. Yep, Next.js. Well, it's entirely on front end, right? There's nothing really to do on the back end. It's just a CRUD, and Next.js handles CRUD, I think, really well with those, what we call, not sure what. Oh, that is interesting. That is why I kind of like and hate JavaScript. So like in the sense that the ecosystem is pretty good. I think there will be library for any of the problems that will be there. But it's kind of mess. It, it's like a mess then if you see that way. And the tooling around things is not like it doesn't quite get well, like gel well, if you say that. Well, you can look at the Golang ecosystem. It's just made for it. It's so simple and yet it just works out of the box. Like the Git based Git based um, dependency management and the thing like the simple source of truth for formatting, the built-in test suite. They're just too standardized way to do things. That is what um, there should be. But like with JS, like it becomes a double-sided sword, right? Like you have openness doing all of the things, and that becomes in itself like you will have more resources to play with, but you will be kind of lacking in organizing all of those new things there. Okay, so it made the changes, so it was pretty quick and start reading. So this is what the new homepage should look like. I like that. Yeah, definitely there is some issue with this, but overall it feels good. The pop-up is really good. It's still messed up. Yeah, it's okay. That remained the same. Let me see. This crafted it well. Okay. In read. So add a link. This won't work actually. If we add the article, it's just a front end, so doesn't matter really. Hold on, where is the third one? This looks like an old one. I know Next.js is not a front end and back end, but I think there are API routes. What is it called? Uh, forgot the name. What it was called? Like something with URL routing, something that it was able to handle it. I've created application with that. I think it was with Refine. Is it Refine? Yeah, open source. It is next. It was built on top of Next.js. So React. Sorry, Next.js is built on top of React, and Refine is built on top of Next.js. It is absurd if you think in that way. Yeah. So let's see what it is really. So you can like combine all sorts of things here. I believe React platform is Next.js, right? Then Material UI. Then you can sort of uh, add in the backend, which could be a REST API, could be a Supabase, Rappi, Next.js query, Next.js, AppWrite, Airtable, and etc. I think AppWrite would be a good choice if you want to extend the Python ecosystem. But let's keep this for now. And for auth, Google Auth is good one for now. So Next.js, Material UI, REST API, and Google Auth. This is the tech stack we are going with, and I think it will directly give me a to-do app based on what tech stack I have selected. Sign in with Google, and these are just like bare bones things that I can create here. So create, it will just be a bare bones Material UI thing. So that is that thing. I mean, this looks pretty basic. I don't want to show it like this, but that is what it is. Build and download. Like you can definitely go ahead and work with this. I understand what is REST API here. Like I mean, that is just a API. We can definitely replace that API with a cloud function and just call it there. Use Prisma, Drizzle, or direct tools to access the API route or server components. Yeah, server components was a thing where we can. This is where like front end and back end really works well with Node.js. That is the power of Next.js, I believe. You might want to separate backend. Yeah, definitely. We definitely want to have separate backend if we want to pass PDFs or something which cannot be passed directly as a text. Definitely want to do that. But for starters, I think we can stick with Next.js and replace that API with external API maybe. Yeah, backend microservice with fast API if needed. That is what I think we will be sticking with. The UI is not a problem. This is pretty much one shot thing. But the other thing is combining front end and the components. What do we think about this? I think I am gonna wrap it up here. I need to do a few other things. For today, it's a little shorter one. We just an hour. Yeah, but it's kind of lagging here right now. I can barely just, I can barely load this up, and I don't want to lag all of this up. So we'll be checking out tomorrow to finally start with this. Start, not just start, going to integrate this into an actual system, and we'll deploy this immediately to see the final product and get it on to myself because I will be using it first. There will be some people that I think will be interested in using this, but for now I am the only user for this app.